Hey guys, it's Rockingtheblade here. Once again, what's up everybody? Welcome to another episode of the RTB podcast. What's up guys? I know I haven't talked to you like forever. What's up everybody? Hope you enjoyed the Black Manta video I posted. I wasn't shot the best. I should ask my little brother who's filming by the way to get a little bit closer, but hopefully at least the commentary was good. I know there's plenty of footage out of him at that point, but at least I hope the commentary was good and enjoyable for you guys. So today, I know two of it's kind of old. One has an update, but there's one on the last topic I want to talk about today. Something I feel that needs to be addressed. So there's kind of an elephant in the room that really needs to be addressed. And I want to get to that. We'll get to that. The story. Let's get to the obvious stuff first. The first one being the whole Pewdiepie saying the N-word situation. Pewdiepie, as we already know, is a big YouTuber on this platform. He has like 50 million plus subscribers. And this guy got a diamond trophy thing for, or diamond or platinum play button for, having the many subscribers. Before I continue, I'm outside. That's the weather looks like right now. It's kind of bad to say the least. But anyway, so with he's doing I want to say Battlefield Underground, I believe, something like that. It was one of those online multiplayer games. I want to say it was something. I think it was Battlefield Underground or Playground Underground, something like that. I know it was something underground. It was one of online shooters. And just long story short, during a heated gunfight, he said what a effing N-word, and I'm just like, oh my god, and whoo, and it was man, that was crazy for him to say that. And what he did was wrong, and I know people were mad at him, and including Jim Sterling. He did a video on him, just wailing on him. And let me say this: what he said was wrong, absolutely, especially in the context he said it. People saying, well, iDub said as more of a shock value, as a joke, where PewDiePie said it in a way where it's very negative. But point being that he did a recent video and he apologized. He was straight up, made no excuses. He apologized and he promised to do better. And I forgive him for that. And we should too, because I've seen people, not just him, that say that word. And no, apologize, but make excuses why they said it. Oh, I grew up around this word, so I thought it was a throwaway word. Oh, but I didn't mean it that way. Even though in other videos past, they meant it in that way. Making excuses on why they said it. PewDiePie's like, I ain't making no excuses. First of all, he responded to me almost immediately the day after that was posted. He's like, he apologized. He made no excuses. He's a leader. He's like when he represents YouTube, and he should represent better by not saying those kind of words. So, and he made no excuse and he apologized. You know what? I forgive him, and he's a man. He's a real man doing that, because most people would have, which I've seen, and it's out there, that made excuses like, oh, I said the N-word because of this, that, or the other, not getting to the point that what they said was wrong, you know what I'm saying, and not admitting to it. He's like, I'm sorry, I had no excuse, I shouldn't say those kind of things, I probably have to say that word again, and represent YouTube as a better platform from here on out, because saying these words is not helping YouTube. It's not. And I forgive him for that, because he stepped up. He realized what he did was wrong. He apologized, and he made no excuses, and he promised not to do it again. And I forgive him, because there's people that don't, but I forgive him because at the end of the day, he made no excuses. That's the important thing. He realized what he said was wrong, and he made no excuses. And I don't keep repeating myself, but because people I hate people that make excuses, and of course people don't want to forgive them because they're just being kind of half-hearted about it. Here, PewDiePie, I can tell he was legitimately sorry, and I can really see it. I know he's not racist. I know he's not, because maybe a little bit careless at times, a little bit crazy, but I don't think the last thing he is. I don't think he's racist. I don't believe he's racist, so I know he's not. So I forgive PewDiePie for what he said, and we all should too, because at least he responded immediately and made no excuses, and that's just it. You shouldn't say those kind of words. And he is a good role model to YouTube. He manned up and fixed the problem immediately. So good on PewDiePie for doing that. Alright, the next one is very scummy, and even I think worse than saying the N word in my opinion, because I forget his name, but I know Jim Sterling talked about it. He goes a great deal about this subject, and I want to put my 2 cents on it. The head developer of Monolith, who developer of the excellent Shadows of Mordor, now Shadows of War, unfortunately, he died of cancer while I think in the middle of development, or yeah, when it was close to being done, he died. He had a battle of cancer, I think in the middle of developing Shadows of War, and he died. And to honor said man, WB was like, oh, for $5, you get to have this character, and he helps you out your character. He made a version of him, as an orc killer, and he helps you out in the game when you're like about to die, and he saves you from getting killed. Happens. It was one of those the random stranger in Fallout 4, where you're about to die, and all of a sudden this guy gets like a crit shot, and the bad guy you're fighting, and helps you out, and just mysteriously disappears. Kind of dealio. He's kind of that for Shadows of War, the mysterious wanderer who helps you. That's what he is for Shadows of War, and if I was like, really, why $5? Why couldn't it be free? But WB did say that, oh well, $5, a part of it will go to cancer charity, which that's nice. But, and he knows there'll be a but with it, some states don't consider that. These are some legal loophole crap. Like I said, Jim Sterling goes more into detail on why in some states for some reason won't count that as charity, and WB will get all of the money. Because maybe think $3 of it will go to charity and they keep $2. Even then, they shouldn't get nothing of it. Because that's being very exploitive and taking advantage of a situation. That's just disgusting to me. You know what I'm saying? You should get nothing. All of it should go to charity. Or hell, I heard the family of said person had a GoFundMe page or a fundraiser for him for his family, and that should have gone to him, or at least portion of the game sales, or at least that should have gone just to the family. And I just find it just disgusting that they did that. I'm like, it was like, ugh, that's just my God, so exploitive and taking advantage of a situation. It was just like, ugh, it was just like, wow, WB. I mean, you sunk levels of low that not even Capcom or EA dare not even do, because that is like, whoa. You know what I'm saying? A guy dies, and instead of honoring him, which, like for example, say what you said about Randy Pitchford, but when it was a guy who loved Borderlands, and he died, but I think before 2 came out, so they immortalized him as one of the person you can talk to in the main hub world town, and so I think every once in a while he'll give you a rare gun, and it's really cool, and that's a cool way to honor him. Also, I think in Overwatch there was a kid who tried to stop a shooting or a stabbing or something like that, and he died while trying to stop this crazy guy, and Overwatch immortalized him as a space explorer, like he was like a true pioneer. So they immortalized him in those kind of things. So Overwatch and Borderlands are example of games that done it the right way, where here with Shadows of War, they're like, oh yeah, you can help you out. He could be the wanderer for your game, but you gotta pay us $5. And in some states will go to charity, and others will keep all of it. And it just looked disgusting. But the good news is there's an update. I recently found out, as of I think a few days ago, that he's gonna be free. So when you buy the game, he's free now, which he should have been in the first fucking place. But hey, better late than never. But still, the fact that WB did that was just they should be ashamed of themselves. Why the fuck would you do something like that? That is just all I can say is just wow, that is just so greedy and heartless. I wouldn't have the balls to do something like that. I couldn't. If, like I say, Koopa, like for example, died, God forbid, my editor, and like I had a way to moralize him, I went, oh yeah, if you want like this figure of him or him. Or this figure of him, or him being part of your game, we gotta charge. Yeah, I'll charge you $5. Oh, and I promise some of it will go to charity. But in certain states, I'll keep all of it. But of course, I never tell people that. Of course, people find out by doing research themselves, and they're like, "Hey, man, you keeping all of it in certain states and shit." And of course, it made WB look bad. So, and the PR looking bad about it. And it's bad enough with the whole microtransactions. That's another fucking thing. Why is this still a fucking issue with microtransactions? We were playing. I can see it was a free like mobile game, like Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball Z game, Dokkan Battle, or Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, or Fire Emblem, or Kingdom Hearts. Those are good mobile games that are free, and they give you that free stuff. But if you want like stuff faster, and if you want to pay money, we'll do that. Of course, I've seen my friends, they do that, and rightfully so, because they've earned that right to ask for money, because they give you such a lot of good free content. So if they want to throw some bones your way for doing a good job, then yeah, of course. But the way they going about it now, it's like so ridiculous with Shadows of War. How I heard even 2K18, 2K Basketball's doing it now. Why are we doing this shit? We're paying $60 up front, plus the season passes, whether it's to unlock characters or future story content or maps on multiplayer. Why is this still a thing? It's so fucking stupid to me. Something we're paying $60 to $65 plus on video games. You know what I'm saying? The average is like $64 to $65, $60 straight up digitally. Point being, we're between $60 to $65. That we should get everything. But even then, it's not enough. It's not fucking enough. It just pisses me off. So, long story short, point being, I'm glad with Shadows of War. The guy is now free, so for everyone to enjoy. Like I said, he should have been free in the first place. And with the whole microtransaction situation, I know it's an added thing to this podcast, but it just needs to be said because this is so ridiculous. We don't need this shit. On mobile games, I understand because the game's free in itself and they need to make some kind of money, which I understand, but they do it in the right way. Whereas they don't. Why are we doing it in AAA games? Because at the end of the day, we don't need that because we're paying $60 to $65 up front as it is. We shouldn't be paying anything more unless we want to out of the kindness of our heart. You know what I'm saying? Unless you've earned the right for us to pay more. You know what I'm saying? Alright. And the last story, speaking of the gaming industry, the last story we need to talk about today is basically we just need to be more honest with the gaming industry. We just need to be more honest about it. What do I mean by what brought about this? Well, I saw Maximilian Dude's channel, him reviewing Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. Now, if he enjoys the game, that's great. I'm glad he enjoys it. I knew gameplay-wise, it was gonna be fantastic. Of course, Capcom. I mean, they built besides horror games. Resident Evil. They built on the backs of fighting games like with Street Fighter and beat 'em ups like Final Fight. So of course, when it comes to fighting games and that kind of stuff, of course they were going to be excellent at stuff like that. That's what build up their house. But so you know what I mean. So it's one of those things like I'm glad he enjoyed it, but like I hate when he started a video. The first thing he did was like address the graphics, which they look at points it looks good, and other times it looks really really bad. I understand that, but the main issue is the roster. The roster. It is the worst thing I have ever seen. It is the worst thing. It is downright terrible. Excuse me. It is downright just terrible. It's even weaker than Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. And in Ultimate, in my opinion, had a great roster. Because a lot of it was just clones of people and so they took out more for original characters or characters that never been in there before. So Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom, they had a great roster, and they didn't keep those people and then move them over and just add it to it. They didn't do that. They would have done that, I think, would be more forgivable. But they didn't do that shit because there's no X-Men characters, no Wolverine, no X-23, no Storm, no Magneto, no Sentinel. Hell, Deadpool. The shirt I'm wearing right now, by the way, awesome shirt, SharkRobot.com, by the way. He's not in the game either. I mean, this guy is like. Especially now, he's like, he kicked down the door that already comic book movies are possible. Hell, because of him, we're gonna get like a Spawn movie because of Deadpool. You know what I'm saying? He kicked down the door that already comic book movies can be successful. You know what I'm saying? Because they made a lot of money. And he's not in the game. That makes no sense to me. Like, absolutely none. It was like, wow, why would you take out such a popular character? And Capcom was weak too. It's like, why didn't you put like Asura from like Asura's Wrath, or why didn't you put like Makiko, or I think Inabuna, the ninja, and a Karate Girl from Street Fighter Third Strike? They've never been in the game. There's a lack of female characters. So put here. There's two female characters that were from Street Fighter Third Strike that never been in Marvel's Capcom series. I think it'll be an excellent addition to it. And bam, you got more diversity in terms of female characters. And Capcom, I mean, come on, man. It's like for Mega Man 1, they added Bass in there. Just or Bass in there, or Proto Man, to add the mix up more of the Mega Man people besides Mega Man X and Zero, which I'm glad they're in the game, but add more of that. I'm trying to think what Capcom property that they have. I vote Chris, even though Chris is my boy. He's one of my favorite Resident Evil characters because the first game I played and beat was Resident Evil 1 on Deadly Silence on the 3DS, on the DS, which was fantastic, by the way. It was a great port of Resident Evil 1. Resident Evil Deadly Silence. Chris and Joe are my boy and girl, but I felt like there's more of a time for Leon to shine. And it feels just weird without Wesker being there. He's like, he doesn't really feel like he fits there. Or at least put Jill, because Jill, in my opinion, has more of a connection to Nemesis than Chris does. Because Joe and Nemesis was the main Nemesis was the main antagonist in Resident Evil 3, and she was like the main protagonist. So it made sense for her to be in the game instead. Jill. Or better yet, put Leon in there, because he hasn't been in the game yet. Or, they should do with the whole alter skin things like they did with Injustice 2 is doing. Like, for example, you could be Raiden or Black Adam, or you could be Captain Cold or Mr. Freeze. Like, for example, with Frank West, you can also be, you can also, maybe have an alternate skin, like, have original dialogue and maybe some special moves as Chuck. Or, if you want to keep Chris, have him have an alternate skin as Leon, but have some original moves of his own and have original dialogue, so you feel like it's its own character, which like what the Injustice 2 is doing. You know what I'm saying? That would have been great, but just the lack of the roster, and I know Maximilian Dude loved it and he's really enjoying it, but it's just that lack of roster. It's not that horrible story mode, which everyone's telling me it's like atrocious, fucking atrocious. So a horrible story mode, and the weakest roster today. But have a great gameplay. But the reason why, and one thing I didn't like they scored at 8 because that was too high for a game like that. It doesn't deserve an 8. You know what I'm saying? No matter how good, because those are two huge flaws. And plus, there's not a lot of content compared to Injustice 2, the whole multiverse thing. There's nothing like that to keep you going after the game story mode's over. There's a spectator move, but there's no like new thing like King of the Hill or anything interesting to keep you going to keep playing online and stuff and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it looks and plays fantastic, and it's great for new players. I heard it has an auto combo, looks good for players that never played fighting games before to jump right in. But I like because he was like, when it came to time to ask, would you buy it? That's hard for me to say. Like, really, Max? You can't even like say yes or no. And here's what I would tell you, honestly. If you're a hardcore fighting game fan, like, and you're interested to play something new, I recommend you first get Injustice 2, Tekken 7, and King of Fighters 13. And now, if you blew up, let's say you played all those games like I have, and you just want like a new fighter, and if you really, really need a new fighter, and you're very forgiving of the roster and shitty story mode, then I would recommend the game to you. But for casual people, no, because there's better options. There's Injustice 2. There's Tekken 7, there's King of Fighters 14. So, there's way better options out there for you to buy in comparison to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm sorry. I wish Max was more honest. If you want a more of an honest review, check out Angry Joe. I mean, I know I mentioned Angry Joe a lot, but I feel like with Jim Sterling, he's very honest about his stuff. He gave it more of a 6, which is more fair. It's okay, but it's not bad. It's not, this average. Like, it's okay to average. Like, it's average games. I'm not saying it's totally bad. Kind of the game, but yeah, the gameplay is great, but gameplay can only get you so far. Like, look at Storm 4. We did a whole, like, Let's Play on the Boruto series, which you definitely should check out. And it was like, this is the last hurrah, because, like, they basically added, I mean, they kept the same roster, which is better than they did with, compared to Infinite, but they hardly added any new characters. And here's this new deal, because Boruto came out, there's a lot of characters introduced at that point. And it is a chance for them to add a whole bunch of new characters, which to the game to really spice up and bring back life into Naruto. And all they did was add clones of Naruto, clones of Sasuke, maybe Boruto Sarda and Boruto and his team members. And that's it, because you can play because you fight against older what's his name? Not Yamamoto, but Konohamaru. There's an adult version of Konohamaru. You fight against the B camp. Like you You can't fight. You can't play as him. He's only like a person you can fight against. You know, she thinks she could die, or Sai's kids are in the game in the story mode as well. You can't play as them as well. The main antagonists of this like movie with his two characters, they're not in the game as well. So there's a lot of characters that weren't in the game. That weren't in the game, and again they fucked up again, and the community for that's dead. Like, just the first of basic, it goes to show you how like how WoW was not bought. Like, if you like just beat the story mode, that's not unlock it. Just the basic, just beat the story mode to unlock the characters. Like, they got all the trophies. The average, it goes like how much rate of people got that trophy. Like, just finishing in the story mode and getting all the trophies for it was at between 20 and 30%. That's not good. It means a lot. That means it was like, that's not good. It was up between 20 to 30%. That's not good. That means a lot of people weren't playing it. They did a bad job. So we have to be honest. There's nothing wrong with liking a game, but you have to be honest. Like, this is good. Like, I'm sure it's a good game, but they can do better, and this is not good. I wouldn't recommend buying it. Maximilian Dude should have been honest. Unless you're a hardcore person, like I mentioned, then. But if you're a casual, no. He should have been more honest. That's why, like Angry Joe, he was more honest. He was more straight up. Maximilian Dude, that's why I see why people say he's an apologist. Because he's kind of like apologizing for their fault. Like, Max, you don't work for the fucking company, dude. Be honest. And you say, I know you're being honest, but you're kind of like maybe like giving like a slap on the wrist because it's Capcom. Like, dude, I know you grew up with the franchise, and you had like a lot of great memories with them. They got you into fighting games, and this is why they inspired you to do this channel. But you have to call it out as it is, because one comment said it best, because you're encouraging minimal effort. Like, oh, we could just do, as long as the gameplay is great, but it's like we don't have to have no extra content, a half-ass story mode, and a little to no roster. But as long as the gameplay is great, that's all that matters. Injustice raised the bar. You have to have not only an extra story mode, but also great online, great stuff to keep you playing online, great fighting, of course, but also a great roster. A great roster, which Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is lacking. And a lot of it is behind DLC. With the infamous Season Pass. It's just ridiculous. And Venom is one that people have to pay for. That's right. A character that was there since the original game, you have to pay for him. Really? We're doing that? Okay. And you're giving it an 8 max? Really, dude? At least a 7, dude. It does not deserve an 8. At least a 7. Or it should be a 6, but no higher than a 7, because that is just ridiculous. That is just ridiculous, dude. Because, Max, you gotta be honest with me, man. I love you, and I respect what you do, but you should have been way more harder in that game. Out of love for them to do better. It's not that you hate them and you didn't want them to fail. Of course not. I don't want them to fail. You didn't want this game to suck? No, I want this game to be phenomenal, kick ass, really rival, Injustice 2. But now Injustice 2 is gonna run away as fighting in the year easily. I thought that had competition. Now they're running away with it now, because how little to no effort they put into it. And before I go, I hate how people are saying, oh, they don't, Disney doesn't have the rights, which Disney owns Marvel, by the way, in case you've been living on the rock. But they're saying, oh, they don't own the X-Men rights. That's why. They don't own the film rights. They own the merchandising rights, cartoon rights. Hell, they even own video game rights. They just don't own the film rights. So they own everything else. Because if that was the case, they wouldn't have done that one episode of Ultimate Spider-Man where Spider-Man was taking on teamed up with both Cap and Wolverine and stopped this mutant guy who controls like technology. And at one point he brought over a Sentinel. They shouldn't be able to do that. There would have been a big lawsuit because of that. But they didn't, because they own the rights to those and those properties. But not film, which they're trying to work on though. But I did hear update on that as well. They did their negotiations to buy the rights from Fox, which I'm hoping it goes well, because I want X-Men to be a part of our universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, like see the interpretation of Logan and maybe Apocalypse and Magneto and Professor Xavier. I mean, I want to see all that shit. That'd be phenomenal. I hope so, because that'd be so awesome. But yeah, overall, guys, that's just my opinion on that. Going back to the main topic, just we need to be more honest, because in this day and age, we're not giving this stuff. We're paying our hard-earned money for these kind of stuff. So We should demand excellence. I think there's something wrong with that. We should demand excellence. You know what I'm saying? $60, I want excellence. Like, now, if this game was $30, then yeah, I could say, because it's not at full content. You know what I'm saying? And if it was like $30, including, you get the characters with it without the paying a season pass, then absolutely, I would say it's worth it then. But at $60, no way. No way. It's totally way this. Like, I can name, like I said, I mentioned 3 better fighters you can get right off the bat. That's more worth your money and time. And at the end of the day, like I said, I'm not saying that out of love or hate. I mean, Max, like I told him before, well, Max, all I'm saying is this, Max, like, you gotta be more honest with your stuff. Like I said, Storm 4, like, if we watched the Boruto Let's Play, we were hard on the game. We were. But it was out of love. We love Namco Bandai. We love CyberConnect 2 for bringing these iconic characters to life and making such a great things. But they cut a lot of corners and a lot of mistakes that just pissed off fans to the point that they were happy that the new developers doing, because there's a new Naruto game called Shinobi Strikers where a new team is doing it, and normally people would be upset at the new team's taking over a franchise like that, because saying how CyberConnect 2 kept ruffling up the feathers of fans, and kept getting people upset. They're like, good, we don't give a shit. And the thing here, so that's what I said. We just gotta be more honest. But not out of hate, but out of love for them to do better. Because, god damn it, if they can do Resident Evil 7 awesome, which they did, Resident Evil 7 is probably one of the best, my top 10 favorite games of this year. If they can reboot Resident Evil and do a fantastic job with it, mind you, then why can't you give that same love to Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite? It deserves it, damn it. It fucking deserves it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying for doom and gloom and you want them to fail, Max. So you want them to succeed, to do better. You should demand better, because you're paying $60. Or if you're hard-earned money, you should demand better. That's all I'm asking, dude. Not to hate it or condemn it or to wish it goes out of business. No, of course not. I don't want that. We should demand better. And considering how with NetherRealm Studios changing the fighting game, like in terms of like content and story mode and gaming content, fighting content, how to do DLC properly, and how to keep going with the multiverse and stuff. I mean, they changed the game. I want Capcom to not only follow suit, but maybe do better, do their version of it. You know what I'm saying? But compete. You know what I'm saying? Not just fall behind, because they keep falling behind, eventually they will go out of business. It's a sad but true fact. It's all saying it goes. Either you evolve or you die. It's just that simple. Alright guys, sorry for the long podcast. I just had to get that off my chest because I hate how people just want to seem like to apologize for something. Like, no, when you're paying that much money for something, you should demand excellence. And you have the right to demand excellence. You shouldn't demand like, oh, I guess. No. There's no guessing. You're paying $60 to $65. You should demand excellence. You deserve that right. You bust your ass in that job at work or whatever you do, and you want to sit and play something that you spend money on, because again, it's not given to you. You earn the right to demand excellence, because it's not given to you for free. These things are expensive, so you have the right to demand excellence. Sorry for repeating myself. Just had to get that out of my chest. Alright guys, what do you think of the topics I talked about today? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on the matter. Please tell me your thoughts on these topics. I always read the comments. I'll try to reply back as soon as possible, but I always read them. Please tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. I will love to hear you guys' thoughts on the matter. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, as always, make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe. And as always, Rockingtheblade signing out. Hope to see you guys again real soon. Peace out.